Hi everyone. I wanted to show you my new program named LVNAuth. It's a visual novel creator application that will let you create or play visual novels. It's currently available for Linux. I have a Windows version planned in the future, so I wanted to show you how it works. It's available as a snap package for Linux. So once you download it from the Snap Store, then you can run the application. So right now I'm in a terminal, and if I type snap run LVNAuth, it'll launch the application. So I'm going to show you how to create a visual novel using LVNAuth. The first thing you'll see is the welcome window. You have two options. You can either create a visual novel or you can play an existing novel. If I click on play a file, it'll want me to choose an LVNA file, which is specific to LVNAuth. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to create a new visual novel. So I'm going to click on project, new project. And from here, I can choose where I want to save the visual novel. So I'm going to put this into documents, and I'm going to name my visual novel My First Story. Then I'm going to click OK. It'll say that the project folder does not exist. Would you like to create it? Yes. Okay, so this is the main user interface of LVNAuth. This is where you would write commands to make things happen in LVNAuth. So the first thing I would do is we need to add a background. So in the Backgrounds tab here, I'm going to click on Add Image. Then I'm going to browse for a background image. And the background image can be a PNG file or a JPG. Okay, so I have my background image added. The name here for the background image is academy_outside_1. And the next thing I want to do is create a new chapter. So here it says new. I'm going to click on new chapter. And in the chapter, I'm going to write the first day. Okay, so that's the name of my chapter. In this chapter, I need to create a scene. So I'm going to click on new again, and then click on scene. And the scene is going to be called introduction. Okay, so now if I expand that chapter, I can see an introduction, which is a scene within the chapter named My First Day. In fact, when I select them, you'll see the title here changes. So introduction is a scene, and we can see that right there. Okay, so right now if I try to play my visual novel, we get a blank screen because there's nothing to display yet. The next thing I'm going to do is I need to tell my visual novel to load the background image, because even though it's been added to this list here, it won't be included in my project automatically. I need to tell it to use that background image. So from here, I'm going to click on the wizard button here. I'm going to go to background, load background, and I'm going to choose the only background image I have here so far. Click OK. And we can see that it generated a command, load background, and then the name of the background. So if I save the project and click on play current scene, I still get nothing. And the reason is, so far we've only loaded the background into memory. Essentially, it's preparing the background to be displayed, but we still haven't told it to show the background image. So that's the next step. I'm going to click on wizard again. And under background, I'm going to select background_show. It says show which background, and from here I choose the background. I'm going to save the project, and now if I go to play again and click on current scene, and now we can see the background image. So we essentially need both load background and background show. Watch what happens if I don't have load background in there. I'm going to remove it, save the project and run it. We still get a blank screen because we're telling it to show a background that it hasn't prepared yet, that it hasn't loaded into memory yet. So we need to prepare it by loading it first and then showing it. So first we load an image or a sprite and then we show it. Okay, so now that we have our background image showing, let's add a character. So I'm going to click on the characters tab here and I'm going to click on add image, similar to what we did with the background image. And I'm going to choose a file named Theo_normal. Okay, so that's the image of my character. So I want to show that character on the screen. So to do that, I need to load the character image first. So let's do that. I'm going to click on wizard, then under character, load character. Which character sprite? I'm going to select that one. And this one is a little bit different from a background image. It's asking me for an alias for this character. And essentially what this means is it'll use an alias or a nickname for all the images for this character. So this character can have multiple sprites, but it would always be called using one specific name. And this is the name that it's asking me to create. So even though the sprite or the image is called Theo_normal, I'm going to give it an alias of Theo, which is the name of my character. I'm going to click on OK. It generated a command. So far we've loaded it into memory, but we still haven't shown it. So we should click on character and character show. And here it's asking us which character to show, and we're going to select Theo_normal here. Click OK. I'm going to save the project and go to play current scene. And now we have a sprite of a character displayed on the screen. So it's flipped. The character is flipped the wrong way. It's facing left, but I want it to face right. So let's fix that. I'm going to click on the wizard button again, and under character, I'm going to choose flip horizontal. And here it's asking me for the alias of the character. And if you remember, I set the alias to Theo. Then I'm going to click OK. I'm going to save it. And if I play the visual novel again, we can see that the character is facing the right way. So the next issue that we're faced with is the sprite of our character. It's hovering in the air. So I want my character to go all the way down so it touches the bottom of the window. So let's do that. I'm going to click on the wizard again, and under character, I'm going to find character set position Y. So the Y means the vertical positioning of the sprite. And here it's asking me for the alias again, which is Theo. Vertical position. From the drop down, I'm going to select bottom of display. Click OK and save the project, and let's preview it again. Okay, so now it's at the bottom. That's great. So now I want to set up a simple animation. I want my character to slide in from left to right. I don't want my character to just appear all of a sudden. So before the script gets too messy, I need to add some comments. And adding comments will help organize the script so it's easier for me to read it. To type a comment in that only applies to you, the visual novel creator, you can just use a pound symbol or the number sign like this. Set the character's position. And up here, I'm going to put another comment. Show the background. Okay, so there's two separate things that the script is doing. The top part is showing the background, and this part is setting the character's position. Now, mind you, this is also showing the character's sprite image as well, but it's also setting the position. Okay, so the next thing would be to set up the animation. So how are we going to do this? What I want to do is I need to set up a starting position. So the starting position for my character should be before this window. So somewhere around here, so the character isn't being displayed on the screen at first. So let's do that. So here I'm going to click on Wizard again, and I'm going to choose Character Set Position X, and X is for the horizontal positioning of the sprite. And here it's asking for the alias again. So I'm going to type in Theo, and the horizontal position, I'm going to choose before start of display. Going to click OK, save, and play the scene again. Okay, so my character is technically there, but we just can't see it. The character is currently where my mouse pointer is moving. It's before the window, but it is technically loaded into memory and being displayed here somewhere. We just can't see it. Okay, so now how do we make the character slide in from left to right? We need to go to the wizard again, and under character, we can choose character move. It's asking for the alias here again, so I'm going to type in Theo. And we want to move it horizontally. We want to move it right. And the number of pixels to move it by would be 2 pixels. Okay, I'm going to set it to 2 pixels per frame. And we'll try that and see how it works. So it's not going to move it just yet. I'm going to save it and play it. And you can see that nothing's happening yet. So that's because we've defined what the move will do, but we haven't actually started the move animation yet. So we've defined what the animation should do, but to actually start the animation, we click on Wizard again. Under Character, there's another command called Character Start Moving. And we type in the alias here. Going to click OK. And now if I save it and run it, we can see the character move. So the problem now is that the character just went across the screen, and we need the character to stop somewhere. So I want my character to stop around here somewhere. See the coordinates at the top? The X and the Y, they keep changing. It's following my mouse pointer, and it's showing me the coordinates of my mouse pointer. I want the left position of the sprite to be around here where my mouse pointer is. So the horizontal position would be about 120. See the X at the top? It's about 120. So I want my character to stop here. So the left side of my character to stop here. Okay, we can close the window, and we're going to click on Wizard again. Go to Character. And there's a command here that says Character Stop Movement Condition. So this will set the condition to stop the movement animation. So I'm going to type in the alias of my character again, which is Theo. And the side of the sprite to check. I want the left of the sprite to reach 120 on the screen, because that's where my mouse pointer was, and I think I'm happy with that position. So I'm going to save the project and play it again. There, and it stopped. So it stopped at about 120. So there's some transparency here that we can't see. So the image is actually starting from around here. And that's where it stopped, is at 120. So set the character's position, and maybe we can organize the script a little bit more. Here I'm going to type another comment and write move Theo from left to right, like that. Okay, so far we've shown the background, we've set the character's position, and we did a simple animation from moving the character from left to right. Okay, so if I play this again, I'm noticing that the character is moving kind of slowly, so let's speed that up. So instead of 2 pixels, I'm going to change this to 4 pixels. And let's see what the speed's like. Yeah, that's better. So this is faster. So if I play it again, I'm happier with that speed. So how do we make this scene more interesting? So there's a pole here, and I have a turbine sprite that I want to attach to this pole, and then we can try to make that turbine spin here. It's like a wind turbine. So let's do that. So under objects, I'm going to add an image, and I have a file named turbine.png, so I'm going to add that. And I'm going to type a comment. Show the turbine sprite. Okay, so let's load the turbine. Load object. Turbine. And you'll notice that I'm loading an object. It's because it's not a background and it's not a character, it's an object. So there's different categories of sprites, and this will be an object sprite. Okay, so we need to give this an alias. So I'm going to give it the same name as the image, just turbine. And then we can show the object. Let's save it and play it. Okay, so we can see the turbine up here in the sky, but we obviously need to attach it to the pole. So to do that, we need to get the coordinates of where we would like the center of this wind turbine to be. So if I move my mouse pointer to the pole, it is, and if I look up here, it's 100 by 199. So 100 by 199. Okay, so if I click on wizard, object, there's another command, object set center, and the alias is turbine. So center of the X, 100, center of the Y was 199, because that's where my mouse pointer was showing. Okay, so let's try that. Save, play. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It might have to move left a little bit, maybe. Let's try that. So instead of 100, let's try 99. This is the X, and this is the Y. So I changed the Y from 100 to 99. There we go. Yeah, this is better. So this works out better. So now let's see if we can make this spin. So I'm going to add a new comment. Spin the turbine. Okay, so I'm going to click on wizard. Then from object, I'm going to choose object rotate speed, and the object alias will be turbine. And here I can choose the direction of the rotation. I'm just going to leave it as clockwise. The rotation speed is 1 to 100, so I'm going to choose, let's try 15. Click OK. So this will define the rotation animation, but we have to start the animation. So I'm going to click on wizard again, and then click on object again. And then I'm going to find object start rotating, and the object alias again will be turbine. So here we're setting up the rotation speed and the direction, and here we're going to start the rotation animation. So I'm going to click on save, click play, and there it is. We have a rotating wind turbine. And we can adjust the speed. So right now it's set to 15. Like if I change it to 35, it's going to spin like that. And if I change it to 100, that'll be the maximum speed. It's going like very, very quickly. And if I change it to 1, it'll spin very, very slowly. It might seem like it's not spinning, but it actually is, and it's spinning very, very slowly. So I think a speed of 15 is actually quite good. So we've learned how to do some simple animations using LVNAuth. Later on, I'd like to create videos about how to create dialogue text, and I'll cover some of the other features of LVNAuth as well. One last thing I was going to mention is notice the size of the visual novel. You can actually change the size of the window as well. Like if I close this window, if I click on story details up here, we can see the story window size. Right now the width is set to 640. So I'm going to try changing it to 750. Now let's see what that looks like. Let's save it first and play it. So you can see now that the window is actually wider. So you can actually adjust the size of your visual novel as well. So I hope this was useful to you. LVNAuth is currently available for Linux in the Snap Store. And if you enjoyed LVNAuth, if you'd like to see some more videos regarding LVNAuth, just feel free to let me know down in the comments below. The website for LVNAuth is lvnauth.org. So I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next video, thanks for watching.